All right. Hello, everybody. Hello. Can everybody hear me all right? Hello? How are we? Hello, hello? All right. Haha, Mega Steak Man's betting on whether that loading bar makes it all the way or not. Yeah, that thing has a little bit of extra payload in it. How are you guys doing tonight? Here, let me go to widescreen. Oh, that wasn't widescreen. That was a that was the sound effect. All right, y'all. So we're just gonna let a couple people kind of filter in here before we get too into things. I'm gonna have to give a very verbose and fancy, highfalutin introduction for my guest tonight. So I want to make sure that we got a couple people hanging out. Yeah, Mega Steak Man. I had the timer can. Well, I shouldn't tell all my secrets, but the timer's got a little bit more juice than just the loading bar. Yeah. It's nice because it's like, a lot of people just do their loop screen. That's all good. It's like this way you have the countdown expectation, but it's not like a hard timer. So, yeah. All right. let's see. Got a couple people on. I'm actually not in my stream view actually. Here, I was actually looking at my own stream through the control deck, not the yeah. Okay, y'all. All right, it's getting a little busier. Okay, and y'all can hear me. Okay, audio's good. Can I get an audio check from somebody in chat? Check. All right. Fofamit, I think it's what do you think? Do you think we give people a few more minutes, or do you want to stop being in the background? All right.
You're the host. What do you think?
All right. Well, I say let's get going. And if people miss out, they're just missing out.
Yeah, they can check the VOD.
Yeah, they can check the VOD. Just check the VOD. All right, guys. So very cool, exciting stuff tonight. I am joined by VTuber extraordinaire. And not just a VTuber, but a VTuber's VTuber, someone who has a ton of experience doing all sorts of different workflows, using multiple game engines, working in Unity, working in Unreal, and documenting so many different workflows, helpful tips and tricks, and among other things, playing Elden Ring. So Fofamit, who probably needs no introduction for this community, is here with us tonight. We're going to be talking about Unreal Engine. We're going to be talking about Unreal 5 because it's here, and yeah, I'm really excited about it. So without further ado, Fofa, I'm gonna bring you on here. Here you are. Welcome to the show.
Elden Ring. Hi. Hello. Hi, everyone.
Oh shoot, I'm hitting the wrong buttons again. I just made another sound effect. Thanks for coming on. It's
thanks
great
for having me.
It's great to be virtually here with you. I've never quite figured out like the right thing to say to people when I'm hosting something or we're in two different virtual spaces. So it feels like all of the normal like nice to meet yous and glad you could be here's and stuff just kind of feel like a little flat, Like it's sort of like there's no good formality for these things. Like it's fun, like it's so fun that we're doing this, but at the same time, like, what are we supposed to say? What's the regular Greek expression,
Hello, good evening, and good night.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So keep it simple. That makes good sense. All right. How are you doing today?
Good. I'll have to, since you brought up Elden Ring, someone I'm playing with has discovered the cheesiest method of basically stun locking people in PvP. And now I have like over 2 million runes.
Oh wow, that's a lot of runes. That's a significant development. I might need to. Is that something you want to like dish out now on stream, or is that something I need to ask you about later?
It's like the Madness laser beam. So you just laser beam them.
Oh my goodness, I feel like everything in that game's a laser. I just started playing Elden Ring recently. Like I have been playing Elden Ring for 2 minutes. I'm horrible at it. I started with a guy who has some kind of laser beam, and I'm elated about that, but I'm still getting my butt handed to me left and right. It's not awesome. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna switch right off to something like I am more comfortable talking about, that I do know more about, which is Unreal 5. Like Unreal 5 just dropped, which is amazing. Like it's a landmark for Epic and for VTubers.
It's super exciting. I've been using the early access since it first came out. I'm actually more familiar with Unreal Engine 5 than any other version. I just downloaded the release. I just haven't had a chance to toy with it yet, but I'm expecting not that much difference, to be honest.
Yeah, is I'd have to imagine it's pretty close to the last preview, just because like there's been so little time in between the two, but I don't know for sure. I think I'm the same. I think it's like I've spent the most time just in 5, just by virtue of like I've been trying to make tutorials that would be future proof. So like it's better if it all looks 5y, you
Yeah.
know? Even though like there's little like changes with the viewports and stuff and the user interface, like it, probably still like works a little bit better, at least a little bit more future proof for people checking all this stuff out. That's been my mentality for like the last almost a year, I guess. It's been like a year of having early access.
Yeah. Um, there are some things that, and there are some new things that weren't really a thing in the earlier versions of Unreal Engine 5, but like if you were paying attention to the news, um, then you know about it, or if like you know about older features that have been improved, like world partition got like way better. I think that was in the preview.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was, and then correct me if I'm wrong here, but the early access was built on 4.26 and the new stuff's built on 4.27, at least in terms of like the internals of the whole thing. Obviously, it has all of the advanced features with Lumen and Nanite and everything that we're so excited about with the new Unreal. But I think like the newest builds all build off the technology that was in 4.27.
Oh, yeah. To be honest with you, I've never touched 4.27.
Yeah, I have mostly just because like I feel like that's like has like the best plugin support right now, because I mean, one thing that you're intimately familiar with is how many different peripherals you can hook up to this thing. So like I think at the moment like live or the leaps are only working with 4.27, like only up to 4.27 so far.
There are ways you can brute force getting compatibility, without coding.
Yeah.
So like, um, for example, the Vive facial tracking system using the Vive Pro Eye and the lip tracker is only officially compatible with 4.24, even though it came out last year. And like, basically, there's like a lot of shenanigans that you have to do to get it to work in Unreal 5, but you can get it working.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like black magic to me, but at the same time, this is one of those like like after like if we broke into this now, I feel like it would be bad streaming, but like
Yep.
afterwards, like gotta gotta know. I gotta ask you. Yeah, hello folks. We got the Bigly 22 up in here. We got Mega Steak Man. We got Benzoil. Benzoil, you're not that late. We got Pudizu. We got Andrew Arcade. Hello, everybody. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
Andrew is someone else who also switched to Unreal Engine for VTubing as well.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to check Andrew's stuff out. The here's the thing that I'm struggling with a little bit. So like my channel is mostly set up right now to like kind of help people figure out how to do avatars and VTubing in Unreal. Like if someone came to you, Fofamit, and they were like, "Hey, I know I want to do the Unreal thing, like I'm either like I've got a little bit of Blender under my wing, I've got, some tech savvy, I'm like I want to figure out how to do this. I want to go 3D. I want to do Unreal." Like, what would you point them to? Would you like stick them like right at 5? And like, what would you tell them to invest in first?
To be honest, I would say my recommended workflow would be for them to try normal VTubing first. So it'd be like vseeface. And then if they're liking like the whole VTubing setup, then vseeface has the ability to send out the motion capture via OSC and then have that send into Unreal Engine. So that way they have like a step-by-step. That's why it's not like all at once. And that would be my recommendation, because that way you don't have to worry about all the plugins or anything with Unreal Engine, because like all the mocap and the hand tracking, if you have Elite Motion, will be handled by vseeface, and then basically Unreal Engine just acts as just the receiver.
That's good advice. I wish I wish I had been subscribed to your channel before I started like messing around with all of the all of this ridiculousness. Yeah, I feel like it's fun to talk to you partially, and I think I said this the other night, but I feel like I came to VTubing in like a way that most people don't. I think most folks kind of do the vseeface thing. They're on booth, they have vroid, they like, if they're a 3D VTuber, they find like more traditional means of getting there. Where for me, it was just purely like messing around with Unreal Engine in the first place that got me here. So I'm excited to talk to you, partially just because I tend to approach things more as like a virtual production artist than I do just straight up as a VTuber. Like you were telling me the other night when we were tech checking that you think of Unreal Engine as a camera. Can you explain what that means?
So, I approach VTubing more like just like normal content creation. So I don't want to have too much stuff going on in Unreal Engine, because then I feel like it's too distracting. So if I just have it set up so that I just have like multiple cameras all at once, and then that way it's just like I'm sitting in front of a camera, I film, I edit, I release, just like that. And so I think it's just a nicer way to think about that. And you can also like, I don't have markers on the ground of like where I should be standing for different camera angles. Like, I'll do this. Can I do this live?
Oh boy.
Yeah, but I have different camera angles, and then I just hit different buttons, and I just know where I need to be. But like, in my head, I just know where each of the cameras are going to be, if that makes sense. And it just makes it a lot easier for changing different processes, pipelines, or being able to put out content really quickly.
Yeah, because that's something I like tell people too when I'm having in conversations with people, is like, I feel like the best VTubing setup is the one that's the fastest, because like the more space you put in between you and like starting up, at least for me, like when I've had more complicated setups in the past, it has not made me like want to like stream. It's made me just kind of been like, oh man, like what do I got to do to like actually start? And then I won't do that thing. It'll just be more resistance. So yeah, I think that's good advice. I think that's a cool way of looking at it, as like an extra tool. Can you tell me about how you got started in all of this stuff? That's typically where I like to begin these interviews. I'm like a little bit, a little giddy about Unreal 5, because the nerd heart and soul of me are like set ablaze whenever they drop information about that. Tell me how you got into VTubing.
I originally started in VRChat, which is like, it's like a VR social app, but you can also have a floating camera, and people stream that way. They just capture the app. And then I was like, how can I get my avatar out of VRChat in other places? And at the time, VTubing wasn't really a thing. So then I was watching a TED Talk. What's their name? They do the blue alien.
Oh, is it Blue Xanadu, the Corey Strasburger's project?
Yeah, Xanadu did a TED Talk where he was wearing an accent suit, had a skateboard helmet with like an iPhone attached to it, and I was like, this is what I need to do. So I booted up Unreal Engine from source code, had a really difficult time, and then I was like, you know what? I bet you I can do this in Unity. I figured out how to do in Unity. And then from there, I kind of like learned the other VTubing apps afterwards. So I think I kind of had like a similar entrance as you did, but like I kind of try to keep up to date with the regular VTubing apps as well. And then eventually I went back into Unreal Engine once I needed more performance.
Yeah, I remember that TED Talk. I'm pretty sure I've seen that. It sounds like Mega Steakman was there in person. I think it was that. Is that Sigraph? Is that right? Am I getting that right? That was Sigraph, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So was your intent like always to go back to Unreal, or like? Oh wait, no, hold up. That's not even the first question. The first question is, what like? Had you done anything in Unity before, or were you just like, yo, this is the future, I got to figure this out?
Uh, well, anyone who's been in VRChat long enough knows how, like, if you want to change your model and upload your own model or your own worlds, you kind of get somewhat familiar with Unity. And then I was like, I was thinking, how can I get, the biggest thing was like, how can I get facial tracking? Because at the time, like, facial tracking, I thought this is the future. Because at the time, everyone, in order to get like expressions, if you want to be like, you had to press a button and it would automatically change your emotes. And it's not really that intuitive, and it's like it feels weird if you're just like, you're doing like you're being a React Andy and you're just like watching something and you're like, oh, and then all of a sudden you have to change. It's like, oh right, press the button. So I was like, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, this is the future. I went out, I bought an iPhone, and I figured out how to do some basic rigging, and I got running in Unity.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Cause yeah, I mean, like, I told you recently, like, I have VRChat on my computer, but I have never opened it. Cause for me, that like, I don't know, that was like I downloaded it after I'd already done all this Unreal stuff, and I'm like, oh shoot, like if I'm gonna get my character in there, then I'm gonna have to go back into Unity, which I had actually messed around with like a little bit initially. My little brother is a Unity dev, and he's made a number of 2D games in the system, in that system. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of like sunk cost feelings. Do you know what I'm talking about here? Maybe you don't deal with this like I do, but I feel like once I learn something and I get it right, I'm like, okay, great, now it's time to learn like 5 other things, and then I don't go back to it. So like I've never done VRChat, and I also haven't used vseeface either, because I use live link face, and I'm like, all right, cool, I have it set up, it's good to go.
Uh, I would say like vseeface is nice because it's good to know what other VTubing apps are out there, because a lot of the best VTubing apps are community made and made for free. So like the person M and Deet who are like the main people on vseeface,
Mm-hmm.
they take 0 donations. They have no donation links, which is awesome, and they just work on it, improve it, try to add features. So it's kind of nice to see like what other people are doing, what can be done. So like right now, I think the biggest thing in vseeface is like props. Like they have drag and drop props, and then there's also VMagic Mirror, which also has drag and drop 3D props, and like you can't really do that super easily in either Unity or Unreal Engine. So it's really nice to like use in a way to keep up to date with the community.
Yeah, I guess that, yeah, and that's an area I feel like I could improve drastically, is like I'll know about other people's workflows, and then I'll just find myself underneath like a mountain of work I have to do, and then I'll be like, well, I guess I'll get to that someday. I probably have vseeface downloaded. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's also super easy. Like if you're ever thinking, so I used to have a setup similar to yours, and I know how much of a pain it is to get into. And like I'm just like there'd be days where like you don't want to do all that fancy stuff. You just want to like chill, play a game, but stream. So then all you need to do is just like you can just boot up vseeface, and then bing bang boom, done. Like that. No setup, no scene, just automatic, alpha transparent.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that seems like something I should not be ignoring.
Oh, someone's calling you a coward.
Yeah, that's Mega Steak Man. He like we've kind of had like loose plans, I think, to go VR chat clubbing for a minute now, and yeah, I'm letting him down. So yeah, no, it's tough. So like I said, so like in addition to VTubing, like I also like I don't make money through content creation. Like I run a small production company, and I have like commercial clients, and I do all that stuff. So I feel like I'm always splitting my time. So I wondered if you could resonate with like the what's that term? I hate this term so much. The FOMO of it all, I guess. It feels like there's always something to check out that I just don't have time to check out.
Like I get it. Like you don't, basically, as long as you're doing what you're doing and you like what you're doing and you're satisfied with what you put out there, I think that's the most important thing. Because like there's always gonna be something new. And like I'm thinking about this when I see other people in chat, and someone just made their like I was watching this artist who just made their VTuber model, and people are like, "Oh my god, how does that even work? Can I get like a 3D model and track it with a webcam or something, and then it'll track my body movement?" And I'm just like, "How? How do you not know this?"
Right. Someone who's like was kind of born yesterday to it. And
Yeah. So like
that's a
as long
stage
as
you got to go through.
do like as long as you're happy with what you have, like that's fine. And what you'll find too is that like I'm just gonna throw the name out there, Code Miko.
Of course.
I remember like when I first got really comfortable with Unity. Someone came into my stream, was like, "Hey, have you heard of this Code Miko person before?" And at the time, this is like pre Hasanabe explosion. They were like, they had like this awesome stream, really cute mocap, and they spent a lot of times talking like interviewing their mods, because I think at the time they were only streaming like 50 to 100 people, and I was like, whoa, they're doing what I want to do, but better. So then I was like,
we've
time to
all
go
had
back to
that
Unreal.
moment looking at Code Miko stuff. I think that's relatable. Yeah. So, okay, something else when I've been curious about is how do you think about the difference between hardware and software? So like for me, I'd like push as much stuff through Unreal as possible, and then I handle things in OBS. But it occurred to me that like my setup is like very software regimented. Like my control rig is all set up with a bunch of simulations so that like when I move my hand around that it's fairly smooth. Whereas if I just straight up use mocap like straight off of my devices, then it ends up being really, really rigid and stuff. So I feel like there's something to be said for like whatever setup people are using, the more you know about the software, the more you can potentially, I guess, like sort of modify things to be more palatable visually and stuff, where I feel like that's sort of I don't know if that's like a strange opinion, because there are companies that are, competing in this motion capture space, and the specs are about like who can make the best looking thing. Well, it's like, okay, well, I could take any mocap setup, and as long as you give me like a certain amount of simulations in Unreal that I know how to run, like I can probably make that look really nice. That was a question somehow. Sorry.
So software versus hardware, right?
Yeah. Yeah, software versus hardware.
I think that like software handling things through like different layers. So there's a couple of ways that you can approach this. This is actually a common problem with a lot of VTubers, where they have the problem of like they have too much software running. Like they'll have OBS, they'll have vseeface, some of them will have virtual motion capture, and then some of them will have like a bot program, and then some of them will even be setting that into like Unreal Engine or Unity all on one computer, and it just gets too much. So there's times where like you can put everything that's really like that into your engine, like Unity or Unreal, to basically try to consolidate everything to get better performance. But I think like at the same time, that's kind of a double-edged sword, because if, let's say, your Unity project, fails, then you're kind of SOL, and what are you going to do with it? Now, when it comes down to hardware, I personally, if I can take something that was software and then put it in the hardware, I would rather do that. So instead of using like NDI, I would rather use a capture card. Instead of relying on like the smoothing for motion capture in engine, I would rather just have the motion capture coming clean, like from something else. Yeah. Just because I feel that it's a lot more manageable.
Yeah, I guess the downside is just like it costs money. Whenever you're messing with all that stuff, like the downside is like devices are more expensive than knowledge.
It depends on the workflow. Like we can talk about like super high-end like mocap suit, going to the mocap software, going into engine, to just like webcam into vseeface and the OBS.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's the same like separation, but at the same time like two different tiers, I guess. but not one's better than the other.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. All right. So that's sort of like bridges into something that is interesting to me. So like when people are thinking about all this stuff, especially the more research you do, like if you check out Fofa's channel, she has so many good resources on so many different kinds of setups, which is amazing. But like do you feel like do you ever run into like people like accusing you of hiding solutions behind expensive hardware or software, or like do you run into that kind of thing?
Yes. For a while, I was using these gloves that I bought from a small company. They're quite affordable gloves, but the thing is like they're like okay, by affordable I mean they're like $700.
Yeah,
But
that's
they
like
required
it's
no subscription.
right. Oh, that's good.
And the reason why I just didn't tell anyone about it, I'm using these gloves. I had to go through this explanation so many times. I'm using these gloves. I prefer using them over index controllers or whatever, or delete motion, but I don't recommend them because I've had so many issues with them, and I don't think they're worth the money. And I don't want to say the name because I don't want people to buy it and be disappointed.
Yeah. Now that's a reasonable concern. That sounds
people
stressful.
accuse me of like, you're hiding this from us.
Yeah, I guess that's funny. Like I wouldn't have thought about an issue where someone needs to like I wouldn't have thought about being in a situation where someone would well, I guess that has kind of happened a little bit. Like I had a couple people asking me about like couldn't you use the Oculus Quest to do VTube? And this was months ago. This is a while back. And I was like, I don't know. Let me see. There's $300. Like, it's, it's like not that big deal. I'll have a second HMD. No big problem there. And, for me, that seemed affordable. But then I realized like halfway through my experiment, I was like, okay, there's somebody out there who's got this thing already. And this would be like kind of a cool first setup or just like an interesting experiment for them to do. And then it occurred to me like, oh shoot, like some idiot out there might not an idiot. Somebody out there who doesn't just know that much about this stuff in the first place might go like, all right, sweet, all I gotta do is get the Quest. That's awesome. Great, I'll just get the Quest and then I'll be good to go. So I'm like thinking about how many like different caveats are in this thing of like, oh man, should people do this? Should people not? And people sometimes still ask me about it, and I'll be like, yeah, watch the video, but like at the same time, maybe don't, because it's got problems. So yeah, so that's tricky too, because like I'm sure you're proud of like the solutions you find to things. Like when I find a good solve for something, I'm like, yeah, I'm a genius. This is great. Like I figured out how to solve this problem, and then it sucks to feel like there's some reason you wouldn't want to like talk about it.
I think like what a lot of people get caught up is like, this is nothing new. It's just it tends to be the new thing with VTubing, right? Because like it's the new hip trend. Is before VTubing, people would be like, oh, I want to get into this streaming thing, so I'm gonna buy two $5,000 computers to streaming and gaming. I'm gonna buy a Canon
5D Mic whatever,
like a 5D Mark III with Elgato capture card, LED lighting, and I'll have a bunch of like Sony R7s for whatever reason, because I heard those are the best. And then they start streaming and they're like, okay, where are my viewers? And but in reality, like there could contrast that with someone who just spent like maybe 10 minutes drawing like a silly PNG, and they have like a blue snowball, and then they just start streaming and then they're popping off, right? So it's more about like your personality versus like just the stuff you have.
Right. Like I've definitely seen like reveals where like you find out a big streamer just has like a Yeti or something like that, which is objectively maybe not the best microphone to use. But yeah, I think I saw a tweet from you once and you said that like a $10 VTuber beats a $50,000 VTuber so long as their personality is good, or so long as their content's good.
Yeah. Like, think about it this way. Like, before Iron Mouse like started popping off, right? They were still doing quite well, but like they were just using like just a low rig live 2D model that like didn't even like support full turning like the more expensive rigs do. And then you compare that to like, imagine if someone saw Matt's video. Matt,
You're
also
talking
known
about
as
Citizen
Cinematography Database,
yeah.
just went, oh, time to go full Vicon.
Yeah, aka Citizen Meta 1, aka Cinetracer. The guy's a genius.
But yeah, it's like, yes, there's gonna be like a vast quality difference, but like, it doesn't mean success.
Right. Yeah. That's sort of the interesting place, right? Because I think about this because my whole background's like the filmmaking world, and it's the same problem there, where you'll have people who sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not, but you have people who have really nice expensive setups and they are not good. I've seen people walk into spaces with 13 grand totaled camera rigs.
My Hasselblad and Red Cinema cams. Pick me.
Yeah, no, totally. And I've met, especially like early in my career, I met dudes who had Reds who like didn't know how to light things. Like I've seen YouTube videos of people who are like, this is how I finally got my Red camera. And like some wizened old filmmaker in the chat is like, yeah, maybe think about like your grip and electric and like your lighting stuff. And then, like you could have bought all of that for like half the camera and had a really nice kit put together. I spent my earliest days using just the crappiest equipment.
Yeah.
So I think that applies here as much as anywhere.
Since you're like super into cinematography, you remember Digital Rev, like that old YouTube channel about the camera store in Hong Kong?
Yeah, I do, with Kai.
Yeah. And they did Protog Cheap Camera Challenge.
Yes. Oh yeah, that was a great show. Oh
where
my gosh.
Where they would get like the dollar store cereal box camera, and then they's like, this person is well known in the sports photography industry. They've shot things for like Sports Illustrated, the NHL, and blah 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 blah. And we're gonna give them this dollar store camera that we got from a cereal box.
Yeah, I remember they gave Chase what's his name a GoPro, and he made really cool stuff with it.
Yeah.
I can't remember that guy's name. He's a very famous photographer. He doesn't need me to remember his name. We'll put it that way. But I think that's the same thing here. I'd be interested to see a VTuber do something like that. Like that'd be really cool if someone was like, all right, like I'd be interested to see Code Miko. We got tracking problems. I'd be interested to see Code Miko do some sort of challenge where she was gonna do a PNG tuber for some time, because it's like it's not just that, it's the content. So if she can keep doing the same kind of content, and she could like I don't know, do it in Microsoft Paint.
Streams are for though, right?
Oh, you mean like when she streams in person?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, sure. I think. Yeah, that's probably a bad example, right? Like there's somebody else out there. Yeah. It's rough. I can think of some examples of some people who do really high profile good work, and yet at the same time, like there are other things, like their writing could be better, or there could things I notice. I feel like I tend to think about things from, and maybe you do too, because you come from a lot of different places. That's such a cool reference, Digital Rev. I totally forgot about that show. It's awesome. But I feel like there's like some sort of like seat in the middle of all of these different disciplines where you can think about why is this good, and like how could it be better, and what's missing, and all of that external stuff doesn't really matter. Like if it's not the writing, if like it's a streaming program, then it's like the streamer's personality, or like just their how they engage with the chat and stuff. Apologies everybody, someone is always dying where I live, because I live where there are millions of people.
Yeah,
and
America.
Yeah. Oh, well, specifically New York City, but yeah. Yeah, there are people dying. That's sad note. Yeah. So Okay, yeah. Here's another question for you. How do you know when it's time to make something and time to commission something? Because I saw you doing 3D art even today, but I know that you commissioned the model that you're using right now. So where do you come to that thought process?
Time versus money. So I basically your time is a resource, just like money is a resource. And actually, the person who made my models in chat, it's Padizu.
Oh, shout
Uh,
out.
so the thing is like I know how to make a 3D model, but in order for me to make a model like of this quality with this much, detail,
Mm.
uh, it probably would have been like on and off over a year for me to do it. It just to find the time to squeeze it in. Whereas like I'm just like, is that worth my time? And like, so I was following Pud because I knew their models were super awesome because I've seen the models that they've made before, and I was just like, as soon as I saw their commissions open, basically, probably no matter what price they had, I probably would have taken. Just be shh shh,
Oh,
because
yikes.
like to me, just having someone else do the work for me, that I know can do it of a really high quality and caliber, it's like was enough. Like that way I didn't have to worry about it. And then it was just kind of I sent off my character sheet. They sent me some updates. I'm like, that's great. They sent me the model. It was awesome. And then that's it. And that's like the thing. It's like if you have the money to do something, then you can use that to offset time. So like think about it like if you edit your own videos and if you can pay someone else to edit your videos, then you have more time to do other things.
Hmm. Yeah, sometimes I'm editing videos and I'm thinking about how I'd rather be playing tennis on top of the that one hotel in Dubai. But here we are. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
but at the same time, like if you're paying someone else to do it, even if you're doing like your own free stuff, free time stuff, right? That's still like time for you to like reset your clock. I'm not talking about like lots of money. So I'm just thinking like how many hours would it take for me to make a model? So imagine if it took me like 100 hours to make a model. And then okay, so what do I think my time is worth? So if you want to go to the absolute minimum, it's like minimum wage. What's minimum wage? Like $15. 15 times 10, it's like, you know what I mean? And then I value I try to think about things in that kind of a sense.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I've the advice I was always told is like figure out what the value of your time is, and if it's less expensive than the value of your time, figure out how much money you'd be saving versus like doing that thing. Like the yeah, like when I work like on a post-production project and I'm the producer or I'm like the lead editor or something, I end up charging like dramatically like a lot. Uh, and or if the project's big enough, like I'm definitely going to be the producer and I'm going to hire an editor because it ends up working out better that way. But it all comes down to that calculus. And I think people out there should, like, if you've never like figured out like how much your time is worth, like think about even just like how much you wish your time was worth, and then you can start making decisions around a number even if it's not a real one.
Yeah. And the thing is like I get being in a situation where you just don't have the money because like saying, "Oh, just pay for someone to do it," right? That's like it sounds like a bougie thing to say, but think about it this way, right? If you want to learn how to do 3D modeling, you don't have a lot of time, like, but you want to have a 3D model, but you can't pay for someone to do it. Unfortunately, this is kind of like where sacrifices kind of have to come in
Oh,
because
you're
like there's
talking about selling one soul to the devil.
well, I'm thinking of like more to be like a successful content creator, like more successful than me, because and anyone here probably is you basically have to like full on dedicate yourself to it. So, um, it means being more responsible with your time, making more smart decisions. So instead of streaming for like 8 hours, maybe stream for 3 hours, and then use that extra time to do the other things that you want to do, or maybe instead of hanging out with friends you do other things. But I think there's a time and a place for certain things, and I think a lot of people will sacrifice things that they shouldn't sacrifice,
Hmm.
for the pursuit of their of content creation, I guess. And I think as long as you try to find that balance of time, and even if it's like an hour, like once a week, of trying to teach yourself a skill, eventually that time and investment will pay off.
Yeah, I think so too. I think even if people who, let's say someone comes in who's loaded, like this is just perspective. This is just like a little thought experiment here. So let's say someone comes in who has like 20 grand to drop on a setup. They can afford to get everything. They can hire an engineer to build an Unreal Engine set. They can hire a modeler. They can go nuts. Like even if that even if that's all in place, like they're still going to have to map out their content plan. They're still going to have to figure out like when are all of my drop dates for content. Like there's a level of smartness.
If they're that rich, they'll probably get someone to do that for them.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good idea. I aspire to that.
The big brain play is to make a Wikipedia that becomes popular and then have your live stream always embedded in it.
Oh.
Like Vextra Life.
Whoa. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, no, it's nuts how much stuff goes into that. I had my buddy Dylan on a couple months ago, and he's the lead channel editor for Sidemen. That dude does a lot of stuff. Like, that dude puts a lot of work in. Let's check it on chat real quick. Mega Steak Man, you were in America and you found a store called the Second Amendment store. That, well, if that's not it, I don't know what is.
What's the Second Amendment?
The Second Amendment in the U.S. is the right to bear arms, which was originally put into the U.S. Constitution because America became a country by revolution. So like
revolution from the bear the bear suppression.
Yeah, everyone wanted to own bears, and the British was like, "Hey, you guys can't do that here. Bears are dangerous." And that is how America was formed.
Yeah, they fought the revolution while they were hibernating, and they stole all their honey, and then they gave up.
Yeah, man, you know more about this than I do. All right, I'm just checking in on chat real quick. Something tomorrow I'm procrastinating. Because it's literally what I got going on. Oh, I'm gonna mess up your name, Crux Riaju Dub. But thanks for being here, and best of luck with what you gotta go fix with your deadline. People are offering Mega Steak Man money to go set them up with his system. Yeah. So what happens if they need a new feature or something custom? I don't know, man. The American brain in me is like, well, then you've got a business. Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah. Even like I said, like that's the person who's dropping all of that cash. Even still, it would be good for them to like learn just a little bit about 3D, because like if something goes wrong and it's a simple fix, like you just needed to like, I'm trying to think of like a good Unreal Engine example. Like you just needed to like scale something up by 2 or something like that. That can be a big deal. You're right, Mega Steak Man. Knowing a little goes a long way. Yeah. All right. Do you want to take a hard left turn, Fofamit? I got a weird one for you. So recently on Twitter, you put out an all call. You put out a VTuber hygiene survey. This was wild to me. You posted some of the results. I don't know if you posted all of them. I want to know first off, what's the story here? What's the story behind this? I personally filled it out. I think you had already maybe checked in on everything afterwards. It caused a lot of introspection for me. What's the story behind this thing?
Okay, so on Twitch I did a subathon a long time ago. And the reason I haven't done another subathon is because I haven't fulfilled my subathon goals. And one of those things was I thought it'd be a good idea for chat to pick my next YouTube channel video idea. You know me, I was thinking like, oh yeah, they'll pick something like use an Xbox Connect for VTubing or something interesting. But no, they pick make a video about peeing in the shower.
That's
so
awesome.
I'm like, okay, well, how can I turn this into like related to what I can do on my channel, because it's all VTubing, VR, virtual production focused. Um, so then I'm like, okay, well, what if I made a video that's like, I asked people who like VTubers and VTubers what they think, and I just asked like a bunch of stuff, because like I know there's like in Korea, it's a very uncommon thing for people to wash their hands properly after going to the bathroom. And I was just thinking about all these hygiene faux pas, and I'm just like, okay, well, maybe this would make an interesting video, which I haven't filmed or released yet. And that's the story about why I did that.
I'm eagerly awaiting this video. So
A surprising amount of people pee in the shower.
I feel a lot of shame about my response to this poll. So like
It's all anonymous.
ever since I started working from home in 2020, like, and I haven't, haven't gone back to most things other than just like when I have a shoot, like I try to like make sure I don't smell awful in the shoot. Sometimes I don't succeed, but like there are times where I'm like, well, I'm just sedentary today. Like I'm just developing my set today. I'm just editing today. It doesn't feel like I need to shower, but then there's that sense of guilt and shame about it. You know what I mean?
I think you don't need
it's
to
better if you
shower
don't know
every
what I
day.
mean.
It's just you need to at least like clean the important areas, and then and I think the biggest thing is that when people think like shower every day, that also means wash your hair every day. You should only wash your hair like once every 3 days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
What were the results like, and what was your response to the results? So you asked VTubers a bunch of questions about their hygiene. Were you overwhelmed, underwhelmed? Like,
Well, okay, a lot of people were saying that they pee in the shower and they think it's okay. Most people wash their hands after they go to the bathroom. Awesome. I don't remember the other questions, to be honest, but like those are the most important. Oh yeah, and like would you is this like a red flag event for you if you found out that they did one of these things? And like surprising amount of people said it was okay that people pee in the shower and that they could pee in the shower. So I was like, oh, I see. But the hand washing thing was pretty consistent. People want people to wash their hands.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I feel like after COVID, like, yes, like you should be washing your hands. Like that was like a big thing. Everybody's government was like, hey guys, hey, maybe we wash our hands so we don't die. So I'm cool with that. I'm definitely always good for a good hand wash. This is sort of weird and off topic, but like I was talking to my dad last night while I was making dinner, and then he was chatting, and my dad's like pretty straight-laced. Like he's not like I'm trying to think of how to like explain him. Like he's great. I love my dad, but he doesn't really like go for any like junior high level humor, whereas I love a good poop joke every once in a while. And my dad starts telling me a story about how he like in his office he has like his own bathroom where he works, so like just to himself. And he was telling me a story about how he was sitting there and then he saw like a face in the wall. Like, you know how sometimes you see like faces, like you're just like looking out into the like at clouds or trees or something, and you're like, hey, that's a face over there. And he was telling me about something like in the wall he could see a face, and it was the weirdest thing because that's like not my dad's normal shtick. So he's just telling me about this, like going on for a minute, and I don't know why I brought this story up, but it was because like chat doesn't know my dad, but it was very, very shocking. Overall, are you pleased with the state of hygiene with VTubers? Of those who answered the call, are you like, what's your like net good bad?
I wish 100% of people would wash their hands after the bathroom, and not the 90% that do. 10% is still too many. And then Honestly, I just don't get the pee in the shower thing. I really don't. Like, just the toilet's right there.
Yep.
Just get out. Why?
Oh my gosh. I feel like this is becoming a recurring segment on the show. Like, I had Sam from Rococo on the last time we did this, and he and I started talking about, like, what we thought the other person smelled like, which is a thing. I don't know. This has just become, like, sort of a weird, like, side issue for me of being very curious about people, like, hygiene stuff. That's funny. Pine? You think I
Woody
smell like
Davis.
pine? Oh, because Woody?
Got a fresh lacquer, maybe?
I think, yeah, I'm going to say, like, I think you probably smell like cotton candy just because of, like, the amount of color choices you've made over the years. Maybe? I don't know. I think I have, like, another good question to ask you, but I think if you're ready, we could play a game soon.
Sure. Either's fine.
Let's do it. Let's play a game.
Okay.
So I've explained this to you briefly already, but I'll bring this. I'm gonna go back through it. So tonight, for everyone's viewing pleasure, we're going to once again play AI Chimera. So
Okay.
I'm gonna pop over here and let's see here. Well, let's open the magic curtain. So
I also saw what Pud said in chat. Shockingly low. Sounds like South Korea.
Yeah, country did a research paper, and I'm behind on chat. The sort of COVID to figure out how many people wash their hands in general. It was very, yeah, wow.
I was in the bathroom and I was washing my hands and I saw this mother bring up her child to the sink. And it's like, time to wash your hands. Just like turn on the tap, splish the water on the hand and went sploosh, sploosh, sploosh. 1, 2, 3, we're done. And they went poop.
Oh no.
No soap, no nothing.
Oh no. All right, everybody, welcome to AI Chimera. This is the game where I bring up crazy computer-generated images, and Fofamit has to guess what made those images initially. So she has to guess the subjects of the source images. We learned a lot from the last time we played. This time you're going to be on a timer. I don't know why the timer started for just the blank screen. So you're going to get points for every correct image you guess, and you'll get bonus points for every time you guess the whole image.
Okay.
So you're going to have roughly 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes for each question. And if you get to the end, the buzzer will bing, and we'll have to move on to the next one. So you'll get 6 guesses total, and then after that, it's no good. So chat, you could play along, but Fofamit, no looking, because sometimes chat is really good. We had somebody just completely tear it up last time, and I was like, okay, I hope the guest isn't seeing this. So
yeah, you've explained this to me, but I'm hoping I'll get it.
Yep. All right, cool. I'm gonna beat the timer here so that we don't do that. All right, so here's your first image. So the timer's running, and you've got 1.5 minutes. You're going to try and guess as many things that are in this image, real objects. And if you are having trouble seeing through our connection, I can just DM you the original image.
Is that a rat?
Do I see a rat? Is that a guess?
Yeah.
No rat.
A bat?
Let's see. Do we have a bat? Right. Hold on 1 second. I've got too many windows open. Let's see a bat.
Oh.
We have a bat. You have 50 points.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Yes, you have 2 more images. You can see down here at the bottom how many images in total.
A dog toy?
Dog toy, that's a no.
Chicken?
No
Meat?
chicken.
Is that too general?
No meat.
Roadkill?
Roadkill. Oh, sorry. You got the bat though. That's pretty good. Here, so before we flip to the next image, I'm gonna everybody just ignore the fact that this the little wah wah trombone noise is gonna play. Let's yeah, there it is.
So it's just like a combination of a bunch of images?
Yes. So
can I see what the other things are?
The other oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I can pull them up. So I think I can here. At least I could at one point with a previous version of this game. Yeah, so the other objects in this scene were traffic cones and bubbles. So you can kind of make out the traffic cones in there. Here, let me send you... I'm going to DM you the next image so that you're not looking at the, at any sort of like frame rate capped or bit rate capped version of this.
I think it's pretty clear.
Yeah? You think you're good?
I still, even if you say that, I don't see the traffic cone.
I'm trying to... I'm irritated that I can't like bring these back. I think I can't flip any more tiles.
That's fine.
It's a labor of love. So the game's a little tricky. All right, here's the next one. Here's what you got.
Can I be general?
Sure. If it's close, I'll definitely count it.
Peppers.
Peppers.
Like, bell peppers and stuff.
Ooh, no peppers.
Balloons?
Balloons.
Gosh.
Look real close.
Jelly beans?
Jelly beans. That is correct, but I loaded the wrong image for it. So, yes, you have jelly beans.
You loaded the wrong image. I can't even see what the wrong image is. I can't cheat.
Yeah, that was supposed to be jelly beans there. It's the same image again. That's my fault.
So there's jelly beans. Is there deli meat?
Deli meat. Look broadly. Look at the general shapes. I'll give you clues too if you want. One is equine.
A ball pit?
Ball pit. Let's see ball pit.
It's probably a no.
Yeah, sorry on that. No ball pit.
What is this?
One is Piscine.
Are
you sure you don't want me to send you these?
No, it's fine.
All right.
I'm just not good at this kind of stuff. Fruit?
I'm gonna save you one more guess. Try something else that's not colorful because you already got the jelly beans.
Something that's not colorful?
Yeah. I'll give you one last guess. After the
newspaper?
Newspaper. All right.
I don't know.
All right. Sorry about that one. All right.
What is it?
What you are missing is a little girl fishing and a horse. Yeah. So
where's the horse?
The horse? You can't see like the general shape of the horse here? Like he's looking down at the camera.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah. And I'm really bummed that I can't bring these back up to show you. I'm really sorry about that. I patched the game and fixed some bugs and then created some others.
This feels like one of those magic eyes.
Yeah. That's totally what it is.
Fire.
Oh, Pixel Fire's here. Hey, what's up, Pixel Fire? Let's see. I lost track of chat for a second here.
Oh, Mad Haha saw the horse. I see.
Biggest take man is is wondering if I just do this to mess with people. There might be an element of that. There might be an element of that. Fofamit's got 125 points, guys. Everybody be nice.
I mean, it was only 2 guesses that I got right.
Pixelfire got the horse. Pixelfire got it.
What? I got the jelly beans.
You did. You got the jelly beans. All right. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right. Here's what we got this time.
Can you make it bigger?
Yes. Can you see that okay?
Is that a pond?
A pond. Is there a pond? That's a no on a pond.
Can you make it? Can you go back to making it big?
Yeah.
Gosh. Is that a bicycle?
You know what? I'm gonna give you that when it's close enough.
What is it?
It is a wheelchair.
Oh, okay.
They're like a very same wheel. Chat's getting it. I'm. Are you sure you can see these all right? I'm getting a little
I have
paranoid.
both windows open, so I can see it very clearly.
Oh man. All right.
Is that goldfish?
Let's see. Goldfish. Koi pond, close enough. Hey, you got more points.
Are those tents?
I'm gonna give you that too, actually, because that's pretty
they're
close.
The sun umbrellas.
Sun umbrellas, yeah. You just cleared one. You got them all.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, you wanna carry this forward? Do you wanna carry this fire into the next one, or do you?
Sure.
All right. All right.
A penguin.
Let's see a penguin.
A blackboard.
Blackboard.
What?
No blackboard.
Can you make that bigger?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what is that? Is that like a relief carving?
A relief carving. Can I?
Like when they carve something into the wall and they make it so it's like it's textured so you can see it?
Relief carving. No, wait. Did I already X you out on that one?
Yeah, you X'd me out.
Okay. No, it's not a relief carving.
The heck? What is that?
All right. Can I give you this one?
No.
No, you don't. You don't. Okay. This one's gonna mess with your head a little bit.
Is it?
This one is kind of designed to mess with my guest a little bit.
Is it some kind of language writing?
Yes. Can you be a little more specific?
It's a language not from this earth?
So like the nature of the AI generated image is that even if you put in like regular letters, you're probably not going to see those out. Like it does look like that, yeah, but like this is like a style transfer program, so that's gonna like it's sort of gonna.
Is it a math equation?
I'm telling you, it's probably not gonna do that kind of thing. So like image generators. Do you want me to put that one in? I guess.
Yeah.
No, not a math equation.
Is it some kind of written language from? Like...
Yes.
Okay.
It is, and it's more specific than that. It would be very hard to guess this one. This one is maybe designed a little bit to mess with you.
Is it? Is it?
Oh, chat's
Hebrew.
got it again. Chat's got it again. Hebrew. No. All right, I got to tell you what this one is. You're gonna like this. It's. Oh, dang it! I put the wrong image again. Dang it.
Is it a hieroglyph?
No, it's the It's the thumbnail for this video. That was a really disappointing reveal. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. Oh my gosh. It's like, man, oh, that's a bummer. No, that sucks. Yeah.
It's the thumbnail for this video.
It's the thumbnail for this video.
Get out.
It is, yeah. I combined it with a penguin. I thought that would be interesting. All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right. And we're getting towards the end here. You got 2 left. We got big points, though. 350 points for this one. 3 sub-images. They're worth 100 points each.
Is that rocks?
Let's see rocks. You're close. Think more organic than rocks. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Think more edible than rocks.
Edible? To be honest, it looks like Morgit's face from Elden Ring.
I'm not that far in the game yet. I'll give you another guess for that one.
Is it a coral reef?
Is it a coral reef?
Not edible.
No, we don't have a coral reef. Remember, there's 3 images in there.
Yeah.
They're all being combined to make this weird thing.
Is that a dog?
Ooh, a dog?
That's sitting down. Oh, it is, like a corgi.
We got a dog.
It's not pebbles. Something edible. Popcorn?
Popcorn? No, think pre-popcorn.
Kernels?
Not like
Corn?
no, it'd be like it would be similar to a similar shape. A similar shape to popcorn kernels.
Peas?
Oh, really close, really close. You're really close.
Beans?
Beans. Do we got beans? Hey.
Oh, why are those beans like that? Color.
Yep, to mess with you a little bit.
Last one. Is there someone's face in there?
Oh, human beings. Just in time. You got it all. Wait, did those points not accrue? Yes. You got it all. That's it. All right. This last one's for all the marbles. There may or may not be marbles. Are you ready for this?
Okay. Teacups.
Teacups.
A campfire.
Campfire. Chat.
Are those swords?
Ooh, do we have swords? Hey. Nice going.
Can I see it bigger again?
Yeah.
Please?
Absolutely.
The heck is that?
Oh, oops.
Is that like...
That's my... Oh, dang it. I tapped the X key instead of... Sorry.
Is that like the Vault Hunter logo from... from Borderlands?
No, it is not. You got 2 guesses left.
Is that a waffle?
No, not a waffle.
Seafood.
Seafood. Let's see if we got seafood. Hey! We do indeed. We got some seafood. And it seems I broke the game and additional bug testing is needed on this. All right, Fofamit. that's it. This has been AI Chimera. This is our game where we try to figure out the ridiculous images within these images.
This reminds me of like this is not a real person, but when the images get all cursed.
Yeah, yeah. This is it's definitely cursed, like 100% cursed, like undoubtedly. All right, here I'm gonna bring back our split screen here. Oh my gosh. Thank you for, like I said, thank you for being a good sport.
It was fun.
Oh my gosh, that's great. So before we wrap up, what are you excited about these days? What's on the horizon for Fofamit?
I'm excited to try the new Unreal Engine 5. Pretty excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also excited for VRChat's OSC implementation, which means that like, so there's people that are already like, okay, this is the kind of stuff that people are doing right now in VRChat. Like there's the typical stuff like they're like, oh, I got my Leap Motion, my Oculus Quest working in it. Then there's people who are like, I'm gonna hook up my digital SLR to VRChat to control the camera in VRChat.
What?
Yeah.
How?
OSC.
OSC is crazy. I love OSC.
And so like what I really want to do, first step is get the facial tracking with the VR headset, which there's not a lot of headsets that support that out there right now, in VRChat. And then hopefully get Rococo in VRChat as well. Probably gonna have to do that myself though. Or poke someone to do it for me.
Yeah, no, that would be awesome. They should get on that. Pixelfire, whoa, slow your horses, man. One thing at a time. Are you guys planning something?
It's the first I've heard of it.
Okay, Pixelfire. You're the last person I want to tell to slow your roll, but
Are you gonna have Pixelfire on?
Pixelfire's been on. He was my first guest.
Oh.
You should check out his stuff. He just
Yeah, he just did a Minecraft thing.
Yeah, his dynamic Minecraft loader. You've seen it. It's fantastic. Everybody should check that out. That's great. Is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want people to see on your end? Any videos? Anything? Any streams? People should definitely watch you play Elden Ring because that's going down.
Well, on Twitch, I do things. So on YouTube, it's all tutorial / informative based. So if you want to learn anything about vtubing, virtual production, basically what you're seeing on the screen right now between the two of us, then check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Fofamit, or
Excellent
on Twitch, it's a bit of a different thing because you can be differentiated there. So there's Virtual Tuesdays where we do things in virtual reality or things around virtual reality. Developer Thursdays, so today we're working on a 3D model in Blender. Sometimes we'll do Unity, sometimes we'll do Unreal. Then placeholder Saturdays means we can do whatever we want, just whatever I'm in the mood for. And Sunday Fun Day, where we play games like Elden Ring.
Yeah, that's it. That's awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing all this stuff. And thanks for playing our ridiculous game. And I have learned a lot from this session. And I still have a lot to ask you. There's a couple of like sticky tacks in my brain that as soon as we're over, I'm going to be like, yo, Fofamit, how do you do that?
Yeah, don't forget DLSS and Unreal. Super good, super easy.
Need to do it. Yeah, we were talking about that before we came on. All right, everybody. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for being here. Thanks
for having me.
All right. Later, y'all. Peace out. Bye.